Hi guys, Righteous Raymond here, author of Gaslit, Escaping the Narcissist Pit. Today's video is going to be on a request of one of my TikTok followers. And he or she asked, can the narcissist change? So that's pages 123 and 124 of my book. So you see that's the subsection of my book. Can the narcissist change? This is a question that everyone wants to know. The empath, the conscientious people, the person that's suffering with this person as their friend, roommate, spouse, sibling, parent, all the things. Can the narcissist change? And my quote is, in the book, narcissists do not change, they just stop sometimes. So I'm going to read y'all just an excerpt from my book. Another quote I put in there from somebody else. I'm not sure who the person was who said this quote, but it says, stop being shocked by repeated behavior. Stop being shocked by repeated behavior. If you want to know what a person will do, look at what they have done. It's an indicator, it's a clue, it's a sign. So here's an excerpt from my book. Doubtless, many of you are wondering, can the narcissist ever change? But let us first ask, if they change, what would be the thing that made them change? It's important, you all. Some people change, but why do they change? Do they change because they have a jail sentence facing them? Do they change because they're about to get fired or evicted or have custody of their children taken away or be divorced? The question is not, can they change? Before you ask them, why will they change? What made them change? So I'm keep reading from my book. If they do change, which is highly unlikely, they will only be changing to limit the unpleasant consequences that their narcissism has caused them. They will not be changing because of the harm that has caused you and others. For example, they will only change because they do not want the divorce to cause their church membership to decrease. It says the pastor. And his first lady's like, I'm gonna divorce you. He may say, I'm gonna act right. I'm gonna stop cheating. I'm gonna start cheating. Because if you divorce me, my membership is gonna drop in half and I can't pay my bills. He won't stop cheating. He won't stop not because there are many affairs have destroyed your self-esteem. They don't care that you're crying and, Pastor, please stop cheating on me. Pastor, please, you're hurting me, you're embarrassing me. You're bringing stuff into the house. You don't need to bring it into the house. STDs and side babies, right? They're not going to stop because of that. They're going to stop because they don't want to have the consequences of them being divorced as a pastor. They will only change to keep their job, not because their sexual harassment discomforts you. They don't care that it makes you uncomfortable and cringe when they sexually harass you. They just don't want to lose their job. It's a good paying job. They will only stop because they do not want to go to prison, not because they actually think that it is wrong to molest children. By now you see that the word stop does not mean the same as the word change. Two different things. Narcissists do not change. They just stop sometimes. They stop sometimes when it's convenient, when they're tired, they forgot about something. They don't never change. They just stop sometimes. True and lasting change comes about when a person realizes that their behavior is wrong and hurtful, and so they become repulsed by their former actions. But stopping could only be because someone has been arrested, has a restraining order placed against them, has one strike left at their job before they get fired, has been threatened with divorce, or has hefty fines to pay. People do not necessarily stop because they are improved, healthy, or good. Don't assume, well, he stopped hitting me, he stopped cheating on me. It ain't because he's improved. That's because he just found no benefit in him continuing to do the bad behavior, or he saw a consequence he didn't want to face. Another quote I put in here that in the subsection for somebody else, I'm not sure who said the quote, I just put quotation marks around it because I don't know who said it. The other quote is, they were never going to change. You did the right thing. You were right. You should have left them. Don't worry. What if he would have changed in 2 years? What if he would have changed in 5 months? They were never going to change. You did the right thing. I'm going to read another little section. People change when they care enough to stop hurting loved ones. People change when they are decent human beings who want to make society more tolerable for their fellow citizens. People change when they care to be more like the Christ that they claim to follow. People change when they finally submit to the call of God on their life or truly submit to human leadership. Someone can be supremely wicked and can be stopped from hurting people simply because their wicked activity was bound by God and his angels. So don't think because somebody stopped, they change. It could be God saying, don't you hurt my child no more. It could have been God divinely intervening in their situation. So please do not confuse stopping for change. And another quote, this quote is by George Fraser. Ladies, unless he wears a diaper, you can't change him. If he's not wearing a diaper, you can't change him. You cannot change a grown man. You may can change a teenager a little bit. They still, their brains are still developing until they're about 25 years old. You may can change some in the early 20s or teenage years, but you're not going to change nobody in their 30s and 40s. They're not going to change. If they're bad, they're just bad. That God can change them, but you can't change them. She just wanted to read a section from my book, page 123 to 124. Can the narcissist change? And you all, let's talk about that change for a little minute. Like, how long are you willing to wait in case they change? Like, how much more time do you have to spend? Like, you already been with them 10 years, they ain't changed in 10 years. Are you willing to spend another 10 years waiting on them to change? Or do you want to just cut your losses now, find somebody else? Where you still got your beauty and your youth and your energy, you're not super jaded and, you know, cynical and bitter. Why not just count your losses? Because narcissists don't change. They have something fundamentally wrong with them, whether it started in childhood or some time later on. Narcissists don't change. They just stop sometimes. So let's say he started hitting you the first 5 years of marriage, and he ain't hit you in about 6 months. That don't mean he gonna stop. You know, it's people who do certain wicked things, they tend to have a high recidivism rate. So like recidivism, like people in jail, people who are sexual predators, child molesters, they don't really ever change. Child molesters don't ever change really. People who do drugs, and they're like a very intensive recovery group, and they're in there like twice a week, they can always go back to drugs very easily. People who got cleaned up alcohol, if they're not in an intensive, I'm talking about like AA meetings, celebrate recovery meetings, calling their sponsor, avoiding all bars and all parties. Okay, how many DUIs they got? How many times they had their children in danger in the car, drunk driving with their children. Okay, how many jobs they've been fired from. Or alcoholic, they're just not really gonna change unless they get some intensive, bi-weekly, twice a week recovery. People tend to stay the same. Again, children can change and you discipline them, whatever. But you know, you can't teach all the old dog new tricks. So your narcissist, they're not gonna really change because they have not done the work of learning new behaviors. To them, it's just not worth their time. Like another quote I put in my book in the same section is, why would they change when their lying words are enough to make you stay? That's my quote. Why would they change when their lying words are enough to make you stay? They don't have to actually change. They can just say, baby, I'm clean. I don't use drugs no more. Baby, I stopped cheating on you, baby. I don't cheat no more. Baby, I'm saved. I believe in Jesus Christ now. I pray now. Baby, I'm looking for a job every single day. Why would they actually get a job and they can just say they're looking for a job? Why would they stop cheating if they can just say, I'm not cheating no more? They can keep cheating. Why would they stop using drugs and they can just say, I ain't used drugs in 3 months? Why would they change when all they had to do in the past for the past 10 years is just lie to you? And you eat it up. You buy it every single time. It takes hard work to change. It takes discipline. It takes character. It takes sometimes therapy. It takes recovery groups. It takes deliverance. You know what that is as Christians? Deliverance, like exorcisms. It takes changing their entire lifestyle. It takes getting rid of all their old friends and going through their phone book and deleting all those bad numbers. It takes them deleting all the stuff off their laptop. You know what I mean, ladies? It takes a whole lot of work to change. And most people, especially Americans, do not have the discipline that it takes to change. Americans can be very lazy. We want the easy way out, the shortcut all the time. We want to think fast food. We want easy access to everything. So, especially Americans aren't, I mean, everywhere all over the world, but I know Americans are lazy. We don't change. We just lie. We just manipulate, deceive people. We don't really change. It takes too much discipline and character to change. And you don't just develop character at 40 years old. You don't just develop character at 50 years old. Like, if you weren't raised right as a child and your parents kept their foot on your neck, not literally, figuratively, you're probably not going to really turn out to be a very amazingly decent human being. So if a person does not just have good character, like since they were a kid or whatever, a teenager, early 20s, they're probably not going to really develop it now. Now there is a chance, there are cases, there are limited cases where people have changed, but there aren't many. There aren't many. People are going to be who they're going to be because why should they not? It's worked for them 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Why would they all of a sudden change now to make you happy? Who are you to them? They like their life. They have a good time hurting people. They enjoy their lives. So yes, you all, read my book on Amazon or www.righteousframer.com. Order the book. It's a great book. I just read your excerpt from it. Narcissists do not change. They just stop sometimes. Bye, guys.